Hi guys, welcome back to Chaitanya Chronicles. So today we are going to discuss about AI interview question and answers, which is really most asked AI interview question and answers for beginners. This can be even freshers who have just graduated and want to pursue in their career in AI space. Or this video is also for the IT employees or developers, testers, anybody, right? So wanted to take their career ahead to in the AI space. So this video is for you guys. So please watch till the end of the video so that we can grab a lot more information. Okay, so first we will start with what is artificial intelligence. So as you guys know that answer is like AI is a field that building a computer system that performs tasks requiring human intelligence such as learning, reasoning, and decision making. So it's like AI is a field to build the computer systems that performs tasks requiring these stuffs. What is machine learning? Machine learning is a subset of AI. Again, so a lot of members will get confused where whether AI is a subset of machine learning or machine learning is a subset of AI. So it's like a machine learning is a subset of AI, which algorithms learn patterns from the data instead of relying on the explicitly programmed rules. So based on the data, it will inference and it will start learning the things and it will give the output. Okay, so what is deep learning? Deep learning is a type of machine learning. Again, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. See, machine learning is a subset of AI. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So just understand this concept, because a lot of members will get confused in this areas. What is deep learning? What is machine learning? What is AI? Again, I will come to the fourth question again, what is different and all, but this is the third question where what is deep learning? Deep learning is a type of machine learning that uses multi-layer neural networks, right? So which learn complex features from the large data sets. So that is called deep learning. So where large data sets are involved to perform a lot of actions, right? So that is called deep learning. Next, how are AI, ML and deep learning different? So AI is a broad field, as I just suggested. MI is a subset of AI that learns from data. Deep learning is a subset of ML based on the deep neural network. So this is very important, guys. It is the most asked question in the interviews, where what is the difference between AI, machine learning and deep learning, right? Artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. So why they are different? So this is the answer what you guys need to give here. Okay, next, what is dataset? Dataset is a structured collection of the data used to train, validate and test machine learning models. So dataset means so as you guys know, dataset is a data that used to train. So that is called dataset. So this is a input for the machine learning, right? Machine learning algorithms. I'll explain you guys. So what I have recommendation is that, so first we will go from scratch. First we will understand which term is for what is that meaning, right? So later point of time we can go deeper into that also, but as of now just understand the basic brief explanation about this particular naming conventions. So AI, ML, deep learning, dataset, right? So these will be new for beginners, to be honest, right? This will be very new for the beginners, and they just want to know first what is ABCD first, and afterwards they can learn letters and words, right? So words, in that words or sentences they can learn from the letters, right? So these are the letters, guys. These are the letters of AI. Okay, what is AI, what is ML, what is deep learning, what is dataset, these are all like alphabets of AI, to be honest, alphabets of AI. Okay, so these are very important. Okay, what is dataset is done. So supervised learning is one of the very famous learning way, where labeled data will be there, so where the correct output is known. So these are the things where supervised learning is like, guys, it's like a labeled data, right? So for example, cat or dog, right? So those are labeled data for you guys. Those you guys know that whatever the label is there, that correct output. If you just give the cat face for the the algorithm or machine learning concept, so it will recognize as a cat, right? So those are called as supervised learning, right? So that is very important, where you need to understand these concepts in very clear way. Okay. So next, unsupervised learning. So that is also unlabeled data. Unlabeled data means what is unlabeled data, right? To discover hidden patterns or groups, right? So that is called unsupervised learning. So you just need to understand the difference, right? People can ask what is the difference also between uh, you know uh, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So what you can do, it's like you need to understand the basic concept of supervised learning and unsupervised learning, right? So what exactly is supervised learning? What exactly is the this one, right? So what is the primary goal of this one, right? So those are very important: human input, accuracy, right? So those are very important in terms of supervised and learning unsupervised learning. So for example, in a model transaction, right, for example, right, so there can be a way where they can feed a model of million transactions, right, like fraudulent or something. The system learns that for example 5,000 rupees transaction has been happened, right, usually means that fraud, because 3 a.m. who will do the things, right? So those are called supervised, right? It will exactly tell that 3 a.m. is this label is there. So unsupervised means what? So you will don't know. So for example, your model, uh, so it don't know exactly what without telling what categorized it is looking for, right? So those are things, right? So for example, the best question thing is like supervised and unsupervised in the entertainment and streaming place, right? For example, when you hit a like on the movie, okay, you actively labeled it, right? So that algorithm uses the tags to find other movies for the same category. For example, YouTube, right? Think about YouTube, you will give like, so it will always recommend those kind of content for you. Those, that is called as supervised. Unsupervised means so it is like analyzing millions of watch histories, users, it clusters with a group of some strangers, because you all watch same combinations and all these things. Even those skin, that is doesn't have a official kind of label, because since you have not done any action on those kind of things, right? So that is called as unsupervised, guys. So understand this concept. Okay. Next, what is reinforced learning? So the learning approach where a agent improves its decision, by receiving rewards and rewards or penalties. Okay. So what can be done is, so now, right, basically what it will do is, reinforcement learning is that where agent, the decision will be there. Okay. So what it exactly does is that it exactly improves its decision. So for example, how it can be done is I can give one answer. I mean, I can give one example here. So where you can understand both the three things also, right? I'm trying to figure it out one things. Okay. So for example, you have one, self-driving car. Okay. Self-driving automatic car, right? So the car looks right. So that look, the eyes will be your supervised learning, because you are getting supervised by the car during the eyes, right? I means by seeing. So unsupervised learning means, so for example, intuition of yours. For example, so if the traffic is in one lane, okay, it is moving sluggish, so you will select the another lane. That's called intuition. So where you will exactly tell like, okay, traffic is there more here, I can go here, right? Uh, so reinforcement learning means the driver. Okay. So it means that how to apply brakes, how to do the steering wheel to get the intersection and other things. So that is called reinforcement learning. So the supervised learning eyes, unsupervised learning intuition, and the reinforcement learning is the driver, so which where properly they will apply the brake at some point of time, steering wheel, get the intersection safely. So that's called as, that's a live example what I can give you guys here. Okay, understand these basic concepts here. Next, what is overfitting? Overfitting means, overfitting occurs when a model memorizes training data and performs poorly on unseen data. So model will be memorizing the data. For example, so what best example I can give is, best example what I can give is, one second, example, overfitting, right? So what I can tell is, so for example, think like this, okay? So there will be one student, okay? So he will actually memorizes, exact answers to to a practice exam, right? So instead of learning the underlying concepts, think about like that, right? That is called overfitting, guys. Understand? So overfitting means the student will be there, so he or she will, only learn for the questions, only learn for the question and answers which teacher has given, or for example, he will think like, okay, this will only come, right? So he will not think about the underlying concepts of that. For example, if that questions has just reversed way it has asked, for example, right? So they will not answer that question because they will not understand. So that is called, that is also like one kind of hallucination only, because it doesn't have the, for example, if it comes in a different way, it is not able to answer the question. So that is very, very important. So how to reduce overfitting, right? How to reduce these kind of issues? Use more data, regularization, dropout, simpler models, data augmentations, or early stopping. So those are the very important ways where you are trying to reduce the overfitting. So you understand, right? Overfitting means it will memorizes only the training data and performs poorly on the unseen data. For example, if it is it's not seeing any data, for example, it will perform very poorly. It is called overfitting. And again, overfitting and underfitting, don't get confused. Overfitting means it will perform poorly on the unseen data. Okay. Next, coming to underfitting, right? A model is too simple to capture important patterns in the data. See, understand. Overfitting means training data, it is memorizing and everything, and it's performing only on the unseen data. That is called overfitting. What is underfitting? Underfitting means a model is very, very simple to capture important patterns, right? Important patterns of the data means, for example, data is already there with that, okay, but it is not able to recognize that data properly. That is called underfitting. Understand? So these are a very important concepts in AI space, where these are very basic questions in AI. These are very basic questions, so you guys need to be prepared for these things in interviews, right? So what is feature engineering? Feature engineering: creating or selecting meaningful input variables to improve model performance. So how feature engineering can be useful, right? So for example, right, uh, creating or selecting meaningful input, right? For example, consider that, converting a data set, right? Converting a data set of a raw, saying like birth dates into age, or each generation, or each weekend birth, right? So basically how it happens is, it cannot inherently take that string like 1998 05 14 and realize that is 28 years old. Okay, so like that, right? So it will not exactly tell. Feature engineering, what it will do is, it is a process using the domain knowledge to transfer the raw data into new descriptive features that make it easier for ML models to accurately predict a goal. Okay, so how I can explain is that, so you think like you have a house, you are building one house, so there actually what are the feature engineering columns will be: average room size, right? Average room size, house age at sale, distance to city center, is corner lot is there or yes or no. These are called as feature engineering concept. So raw data columns will be total square feet, total rooms, year built, year sold, and all these things, right? So it will start converting those things to feature engineering columns, which is very meaningful columns rather than raw data columns, right? So you can combine those things, or you can can do any mathematical calculation to make sure that you are getting a right feature engineering column values also. Okay, that is called feature engineering, guys. So what is feature scaling? Transforming numerical values to a similar range using techniques like normalization or standardization. So how it works is, so for example, right, feature scaling, what I can tell is, I can tell one example, right? So for example, you are fitting into a fitness tracker. Think about fitness tracker, right? Working out, using heart rate and all these things, right? So what I can tell is, for example, or think about house only, for example, whatever I said, right? So it based on the formulas, right? Like standardization, or the formulas, minimax scaling, normalization, it will do the feature scaling also. So this is basically a mathematical formulas which will perform the feature scaling. What is a training set? Training set means the data used to teach the model, right? Those are called training set. So there will be two kind of sets, right? One is data sets, one is training sets, and lot of sets are validation set, test set, everything is there. But these two are very important, data set and training set, right? Data set is the input to the model, but the data which is used to teach the model is called training set. So that is the like a straightforward question only, training set, data set, right? Next, what is validation set? Data used to tune model parameters before final evaluation, right? It will start tuning the model parameters before final evaluation, so that it will. Test set, previously unseen data used to measure final model performance. Oh, this is really good thing, right? Because it is giving some unseen data where it will used to do measure the final model performance. This will again come to overfitting, right? Because it will not unseen the data, it will perform very poorly. That is called overfitting, which we saw earlier. Okay, what is accuracy? The proportion of correct predictions among all predictions. Suppose think like, in your prediction, out of 10 you have predicted 6. Okay, so your accuracy percentage will be 60%. So like that we will have a accuracy, what is accuracy kind of things also. Okay, that's called accuracy. What are precision and recall? Precision measures correctness of positive predictions. Recall measures, how many actual positives are found. So that's called precision and recall. Precision and recall are very important concepts here. Precision is and recall. Precision means measure correctness of positive predictions. Very important, guys. Okay, predictions. And recall measures how many actual positives are found. Okay, this is self-explanatory, right? So this I don't want to put any effort on these things. So guys, what I will do, so I will cover almost 25 questions. Okay, so in the next series I will cover another 25 sections, because again, to you just go through these videos again, in the next video will come in just 2 to 3 days only. I will do that, that's not a problem. But you guys need to understand these things in a very better way. So that's why I am giving you guys time to make sure that you are preparing for these 25 questions, and later I will do another 25. So I don't want again to you guys to dump with so much questions, right? So that you guys will think like, okay, this is lot of question, lot of intake to cover. So that's why I don't want to put this. So what you guys can do is, what my advice is that, guys, learn in a very practical way. Okay, so because if you're learning very theoretical way, it's very difficult to understand for you guys. So think like, okay, I told, right, like for those underfitting, overfitting and all, I have given examples of these things, right? And also reinforcement learning, I have given a driver example, intuition, driver, eyes, for underfitting, this one, so those kind of things, right? So those kind of things are very important, right? AI, DL, deep learning, reinforcement learning. What is the primary thing, right? So those things are very important, machine learning, right? So understand in a practical way so that you guys will understand in a better way, and also you can relate if any interviewer asks at any point of time, right? You guys will be prepared. Okay, it is not like only one answer, right? One practical answer I told. So you can relate to multiple practical examples also. Okay, so just key tips for you while preparing for this kind of questions, right? So understand in a very practical way. That's very important. Okay, what is the F1 score? Okay, so F1 score means it's a harmonic mean of position and recall. So it's a precision and recall, sorry, not position. Precision measures correctiveness of positive predictions, right? So for example, think like in 100 predictions, okay, you got around 80 positive predictions. Okay, so recall means it will recall and it will tell like, okay, you have 60 you know uh, 60 recall predictions, for example, right? So how it works is, for imagine, okay, imagine like, in a very good format only I will tell. So that so F1 score means it's like a machine learning metric, right? Models accuracy, it will start doing that, right? So so how it works is that precision recall, right? It will precision and recall will be there. Okay, so regular average, for example, regular average, harmonic mean, everything will be there. So harmonic mean means 2 into precision into recall divided by precision plus recall. So it's a formula, guys. It's a formula you need to understand. So that I will just try to give one solution for you, right? So where, for example, think like, you have 1000 patients where 10 patients have rare disease and 990 people are perfectly healthy. So how the accuracy is there means 990 divided by 1000, right? Because 990 are perfectly healthy, so 99% accuracy will be there. Okay, so how it works is that the F1 solution for this exact score will be 0. Okay, because the model's failure were traditionally actually accuracy hide it, right? So that is almost 0, right? So this is how it works, F1 score, the calculation. So if you don't understand any calculations or any questions in this, please let me know in the comment section. I will try to give the good answers, I mean understandable answers for you. I mean, I'm not understanding what practical examples I need to give, right? So I'm trying to give for everything practical examples, but if anything is you think like, okay, you are not understanding and all these things, please ping in the comment so that we can I can give a better example for you so that you can understand. Okay, what is the confusion matrix? Okay, confusion matrix is means a table, right, summarizing positives, true negatives, and false positive and false negatives. So it sounds good. So how it works is, guys, so it has all the things, right? False positives, true negatives, all the things it has. So how it works is, I will just give one example, right? So the quadrants of confusion, the predicted no, predicted yes, all the things will be there in this. So for example, think like airport security scanner, right? You are knowing about airport security scanner. So there 1000 passenger will be there, right? In reality, so think like 990 bags are safe, 10 bags contains dangerous items. For example, scents or gun or some other things, they will have 990 passengers have safe and 10 are there safe. So predicted safe will be, actual safe will be 940, right? Predicted dangers will be 50 at first point. Okay, actual dangers will be 2 at second point, and actual dangers will be uh, 8, and total actual will be 10. So where actual safe, right, 940, predicted danger was 50 at the first point, right? So that is at the first checkpoint. 990 will be actual, dangerous will be 2 and 10. Okay, so true negative 940 normal bags were correct, were in, that was correctly flagged as safe. Okay, 50 completely innocent bags triggered the alarm by mistake. Security had to search them manually. Okay, by mistake or some other things, right? False negative means the scanner would have missed 2 dangerous items entirely, letting them shift on the plane. True positive means the scanner successfully caught 8 danger items. So true negative 940, false positives 50, false negative 2, true positive 8. So that is the things what we need to understand. I mean, these are the things which I am trying to give for you the practical examples. So what is regression? Predicting continuous values such as house prices. So of course, so continuous values such as house prices, or for example, for stock values. So continuous values will be there, right? So in the stock market and all. So those called regression. What is classification? Predicting categories such as spam or not spam. That's right. So in mails also. So you'll have a classification, whether it is internal spam, non-spam. So that's called classification. What is linear regression? A simple algorithm that models that relationship between variables for continuous prediction. Okay, so what I can give, okay, we'll do one thing, guys. So till classification, let us keep this, because this is a separate topic, right? Linear regression. From linear regression, I will start from the next video, but do some homework or something, come back with this 25 answers, 22 I have done for 22 till what is classification. So please go through these things, and see, I have given some of the practical examples also, how to do and what to do and all, but you guys can come up with some real world examples also. It doesn't mean that okay, only I am doing these things, but please come up with the your real world examples also. It's not a problem, but only thing is understand the concept, guys. Very simple. Understand the concept in such a way that if any interviewer at any point of time, if anybody asks you, not only interviewer, anybody asks you, right, at any point of time, you need to give the answer. Prepare like that, guys. Prepare like that, because that is very important. So if you are not preparing like that, right, if you're just thinking like, okay, I need to clear this interview, that's why I'm preparing, and I'm just mugging up and giving the answer, that will not stay for long term for you guys. So I want you to everybody to learn in a very practical way. So these are practical things, right? Practical things which they have made it as theory. So first it is practical. Okay, first you need to learn all the things in a very practical way. A practical way means don't mug up anything. Just understand in simple words. Go to Google, go to ChatGPT, or go to any other forum and get this question, put examples or some other things, right? So, or ask me in the comment section, right? I will also answer. So this is what I wanted to explain you guys, and another 28 questions are there for just basic things, right? Advanced things also I'll cover in my later part of series, but these are the very basic questions. I have covered part 1, but part 2 will be coming as soon as possible. Those are the 28 questions. But yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment it out, and subscribe to the channel for more AI questions or AI updates, AI tools. So subscribe to the channel, and yeah, this is it, guys. If anything is there, please let me know in the comments. Okay, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, so that we will go one step ahead, and let us build community in a good way, so that everybody can learn and explore the content. Thank you all. Have a nice day. See you in the next one.